All right, my guest tonight, editor for Variety, a Loop veteran, Michael Schneider is here, and editor-in-chief for FilmThreat.com, Mark Bell. That's an excellent move there, Mark. I like that.
Thank you.
I'll give you a second to crush your opponent with it, but I want to start with Michael. It's been a while since I've seen him. So, Michael, let's start with Hot Rod. I mean, it didn't do too well over the weekend, opened in 9th place with $5 million. I mean, does that mean it's a failure for the Lonely Island troupe, or was it just that tough of a weekend?
Aren't going to go see it. So, I guess, Hollywood once again learns that lesson. I don't think it's the death knell for the Lonely Island guys, but I do think this movie just wasn't probably the right movie to start off Andy Samberg's career. It wasn't a good start.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's absolutely unfair to be saying this is a failure for Andy Samberg and the Lonely Island guys because, I mean, let's face it, this was a pre-packaged movie. I mean, Pam Brady wrote it. You had Lorne Michaels already producing it. It was written for Will Ferrell. I mean, the Lonely Island guys, if anything, they were like, their name was supposed to make people go see it, not necessarily the quality of the movie. And also, I mean, box office does not equate to a quality film.
Well, by the way, Will Ferrell would have added about 50 to that number, 50 million. So, I think to open a movie with someone who's still kind of untested, even though they're internet stars, that doesn't equal mass appeal, as we found out this weekend.
Well, I think that's what this loop is all about, really. And Mark, I'll pose this question to you because, I mean, these are the guys, these are the Lazy Sunday guys. They created a special gift in the box. So was it the fact that they were internet stars that got them this package deal, or was it the fact that they've been on SNL now?
Well, I mean, it was absolutely the internet stardom that got them the package deal because they became popular on SNL because of the shorts, and the shorts became popular online. And then that kind of added some popularity to SNL. And if you're Lorne Michaels and you've got a crappy show like that, you're going to go to the guys that everybody's talking about, whether it's the internet or anywhere else. I mean, these guys are the premier reason people tune into SNL at all. So, yeah, it was completely the popularity of the shorts online.
And Kevin, that's Richard in a box to you, by the way.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for censoring that so eloquently.
No problem.
But, Michael, you said that Will Ferrell would have added a 50 to that box office draw. Yeah. What's wrong with the internet? I mean, these guys have 50 million views on YouTube. Surely they could bring a couple people to the theaters, no?
Well, first off, you're watching these things for 3 minutes. It's a lot easier to get people to goof off at work and actually watch these things. It doesn't mean that they're fans, but they're actually going to plop down $11 to see you at the movie theater unless there's something more to it. And the majority of these people are they're pretty much one-note sort of actors or one-note creators. Lonely Island guys, that's a little different, but
sure.
The majority of these people, they do one thing, you laugh, you move on. You're not going to keep following their career.
Well, let's talk about some of those people, because a year ago the internet was abuzz with Lonely Girl 15, and now after 260 webisodes, she's dead, and now the actress Jessica Rose. I mean, Mark, do you expect her to be headed anywhere? Or is she,
she's heading back to Starbucks, and she's going to be serving us coffee in about 5 minutes. I mean, that's where I predicted she was going to go in the first place. I mean, and then you got 260 episodes just so that, like a cult can kill her for her blood. I'm like, okay, that's a genius move, whatever. But yeah, her career's done.
But do you think that with the cult, they also killed her career as well?
Oh, her career was killed the minute they found out she wasn't 15.
Yeah, I agree. Well, my interest in the series was at least, but that's a whole other story.
You and every other 45 to 50-year-old out there.
Right. Well, Kevin, your interest sort of decreased once you realized she wasn't going to lift that top up.
As well, and
to be fair,
ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Now, what about Brookers, though, Michael? Let's talk about her. Here's a girl that signs a deal with Carson Daly, the production company. 1 year. She was supposed to have a development deal, but nothing's come of it. So was that just a press release?
I never got the Brookers thing in the first place. Those shorts just, maybe I'm too old now for the demo, but I just never found them funny or interesting, and I didn't get it to begin with. It was almost like Carson Daly was surfing the net one day, and that was the first YouTube video he saw, and said, "Hey, let's sign her." But obviously it didn't amount to anything.
But was it that level of ignorance about the internet and the way it works, or was it just Hollywood saying we need a press release that says we're opening up to this audience?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, last year, right when the YouTube phenomenon was breaking, everyone suddenly needed their YouTube star, or everyone wanted to be the first to sign a YouTube star. But that doesn't equal actually coming up with something that would withstand a 30-minute show or even more, or a feature.
Exactly, and I think Carson Daly got exactly what he wanted out of Brookers. I mean, they did enough web-type aspect, shows online that they got. I mean, the development deal was for TV, web, and mobile. So they were not about to give her like a TV show. This was all about co-opting what was already an existing success. This was not about investing in Brookers' future. They took it over. They got what they wanted out of it. It's been a year. Bye, Brookers.
Sometimes the worst thing to happen is to actually sign these deals where, granted, you make a lot more money, so maybe that's a reason to do it anyway, but